Greetings, y'all know where we at, man. Back again on the night of a great holiday, a modern day, man. The birthday of our brother Omar Wally, man. Malcolm X, Ashe, man. Peace be upon him, man. And you know, we finna talk about black woman a little bit. Y'all know that he had a great, well-known marriage with the sister, may peace be upon her, and Ashe to her too, Sister Mama Betty Shabazz. But when we see the issues with black men and women now, we see, man, a relationship like that is impossible. It ain't happening no more, man. People talking about swirling, man. People talking about going to other countries and finding other mates. People ain't even really interested about building no black family. But I got brother Meezy here, and I got another brother here who's off camera, Coach Campbell. And he's been married to a sister for how long, Coach? And tell him what you got coming up. And then I also want you to ask a question in the form of healing that y'all can go back and forth on between this gender war that they say going on between black men and black women. Here you go, bro.
No problem. My name is Coach Andrew Campbell, and I've been married for 25 years. Woo! 25 years.
To a black woman, right?
To a black woman. Black love is awesome, isn't it? Well, I just really wanted to say that the reason why I've been married for so long is that I really communicate with my queen, and we're able to talk about a lot of issues. And there's a big dilemma, though, in our community. And the biggest dilemma is the fact that a lot of young black couples don't seem to be interested in marriage or long-term relationships. So I am very puzzled about that, and I was wondering if there's someone that can answer those questions, can bring some prescriptive solutions to how we can continue to use our energy of being black and African to change the mindset of these young men and women to where they can have a unity and help heal the community with their uniting factor of coming together. So I was really just want to ask Brother Meezy what he can do to bring some light on that issue. So what can you do to give us some insight, young brother?
Well, first and foremost, it's an honor to be present. Congratulations on your 20-plus years of marriage to a beautiful woman. I'm aware of your family, and I love them. I love how you raise your children. I love all of them are beautiful, and they all are very talented. And your wife, as the more I got to know her, the more I respected her. I already liked her because she was with you, but I learned how to respect her as well. She's a very talented and capable sister, and you chose well. But as it relates to, this generation, we don't get married no more. We don't stay together. We get together just to be together, and then we get apart almost as soon as we get there. And a lot of that had to do with not being developed inside of ourselves. We walk away from our families in many cases, and that deals with the economics because, oftentimes we have insufficient emotional development. We very immature, collectively speaking. And the males have a lot of feminine behavior, and the females have a lot of, masculine behavior patterns, and so it make it very difficult to know what role you're supposed to be in, what lane you're supposed to operate in, and as a result of the lack of the appropriate institutions, no framework set up, then you get a repetition of this destructive behavior, and it's nihilistic for appropriate relationship building. Now, me talking about the problems don't got nothing to do with the solutions, unfortunately. I don't care how accurately I can describe these problems, how well informed I can describe these problems. That's not going to solve the problem. So, I could talk about black economics. I could talk about the building of a black business infrastructure. I could talk about supporting quality black-owned businesses. I could talk about controlling the economics of the black community, and all of that will be true. But when you start asking about the prescription for how to solve that problem, in order for me to effectively give it, I'd have to be married. So that's like a trick question. I question, why did you even ask me that?
I asked you that question because you're supposed to be the philosopher. But you know what, though? Even though I got the experience of being married, I don't really have the answer and the solution. We talk about solution focus to help these young black boys that are in the relationships and then don't understand themselves. And so since you were the philosopher, I want to challenge you on your philosophy on what is the cause and what is a solution-focused solution for to help the young men understand that the black women are queens.
Yeah, they queens, but they crappy queens. They queens without queendoms or kingdoms. They queens without a king in many cases. Now, I know that the root of that is white supremacy. I know that that's global white supremacy. If you live in the matrix of global white supremacy, you live in the matrix of the planetary murderer and the arch pimp of the planet. I know that. But saying that white supremacy is the problem don't solve the problem. Right. So if we're going to deal with solutions, let me not try to eat the whole elephant at one time. Let me start where we're supposed to begin, the love of myself. If I can't love my black self, it's going to be very difficult for me to love appropriately, properly, anyone else. I can have a form of love, but it's going to be going to come off the wrong way, right? Regardless of my intentions, it's going to be jacked up, right? And like you know how you told me many times about putting your ego aside, learn how to listen to your woman, not dismissing her just because you disagree or see things a different way. That's a process of development. And if your institutions don't cultivate, a certain type of respect for ownership, not only where you own your own businesses, but you own up to your own problems and your own flaws. That's a part of loving ourselves. And if you don't have that framework set up to where you have stages of development, then you'll be trying to hold an overdeveloped boy who is really an underdeveloped male.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, Professor, that the solution has to do with some principles and some precepts. Share with us what you think are some of the main principles and precepts that really can help heal our black minds so that we can understand how to formulate black relationships.
Well, one thing about the martial arts, and big ups to Sensei Melton with Melton's Judo. But one thing about the martial arts is they teach you that it ain't no secret technique. It's about repetition with, of course, the proper technique, right? If you have repetition of proper technique, then that's the religion or the pathway of life that we should be following. And one of those pathways that has proven to give me success comes from the ancient Nile Valley high culture and civilization, is in fact the oldest known, delineated, documented set of moral code, and that's called the Maitic virtues. I will control my thoughts. I will control my actions. I will have devotion to purpose. I will have faith in the ability of my teacher to teach the truth. I will have faith in my ability to assimilate the truth. I will have faith in my ability to wield the truth. I will be free from resentment on the experience of persecution. I will be free from resentment on the experience of wrongdoing. I will cultivate the ability to distinguish between right and wrong. I will cultivate the ability to distinguish between the real and the unreal. And if you stand in front of your mirror and you say that every night before you go to bed, take a small drink of water after you finish, over a 30-day period, your life is going to improve. Now, I'm not going to say that can solve all problems, but it will help you see yourself better so that you can solve some of your own problems. And so that when other people come to you and tell you about yourself, you be in a better position to receive it as constructive criticism as opposed to somebody picking on you. And so that's just something simple. That don't really speak towards the marriage thing. It don't really speak towards the relationship thing outside of yourself. But I do know this. When you can find the kingdom of heaven inside of you, it allows you to manifest that divine black KRST Christ that'll emanate forth and it'll cover others. And, love covers a multitude of faults. And when you learn how to love yourself properly, and you can use the Maitic spirituality to do that, then you put yourself in a better position to maintain healthy, long-standing relationships, whether, regardless of who they're with, because the most important person is satisfied, and that's you. I can't properly love you if I hate me, and I can't properly love me if I don't know nothing about myself. We must Know thyself, to love thyself, to save ourselves. One life, one love, one enemy, one God, one aim, one destiny. Mod Hotep, and may you continue to be a blessing to others. Respect yourself, respect our black dollars.